This next woman I get to introduce is very, very important. You all know her. She's Speaker Quinn. And what's so exciting about Speaker Quinn is that she's a long-time HIV activist, and she's an inspired person in our city. She is continuously inspiring women, men, all people to really get the voice out, and her commitment to getting this conversation going on and on and on again has been an absolute inspiration to certainly me and to many Americans. So please introduce Speaker Quinn.
Thank you very much. Christine, thank you, and everybody else who is part of Hairdressers Against AIDS. I want to thank the L'Oreal Foundation and UNESCO and the Global Business Coalition on HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. I want to thank my good friend, the Deputy Majority Leader of the City Council, Inez Dickens, for being here today. But more importantly, Inez was elected to the City Council in 2006. But she has been working on HIV and AIDS issues in Harlem her entire life, the entire length of the epidemic. When she was a district leader, when she was a business owner, she's one of the people who got the Reverends in Harlem first involved and talking about this. So I just want to thank her for continuing the fight in the very strong way that she does. I also want to recognize Assemblymember Rodriguez, who said this is a relatively new member of the Assembly, but is hit the ground running and making sure that issues like this that need to be discussed in all communities, particularly communities of color, have leaders in those communities having that conversation. So thank you very, very much. I want to thank my hairdresser, David Mulligan, who's here, but if you go to the salon, he's Zach. You know how that works if you're a hairdresser. So I get confused. I have him in my phone as David Zach. You know, I don't know, like I think the hair salon's going to look at my phone. But for being here today, making sure I have good hair. But, you know, this effort, this initiative, the second year of it, is incredibly important. Because, you know, one of the challenges with any health situation is people get complacent. People also get sick of hearing warnings. We start to tune it out. We change the channel. Doing this, thinking outside of the box, and engaging hairdressers in the conversation is something that has not been done a lot before. But when it has been done, we know it's been successful, like when it was done by the Arthur Ashe Foundation and having people go to barbershops, having people come and teach us breast self-exams in hair salons. We know it works. Why? Because you don't tune out your hairdresser, because you trust your hairdresser, because they are your friend. You put your beauty in their hands. That's a huge thing. And there's somebody you go to see, at least I can say I do, way more than you go see your doctor. This type of cutting-edge, no pun intended, effort is exactly what we need to re-energize the debate and discussion about HIV and AIDS. Somebody said to me this morning, we are at the beginning of the end of the AIDS epidemic. I pray to God that's true. But the only way that's true is if we make it so. And efforts like this, where we get people talking, get people opening up, engage young people in places that they're comfortable, like hair salons, will move us to that place. You know, earlier this week we had a stated council meeting. And for the first time ever, which is remarkable, we had panels of the AIDS Memorial quilt hanging in City Hall. The best way for us to honor those individuals is to make sure there are no more panels on the AIDS Memorial quilt. And I know if you ask the hairdresser in this city, they could tell you about countless clients they loved and aren't with us anymore. This effort will get us to that day where the quilt will be done. So I just want to thank you all so much for caring so much and for taking this risk. Because the truth is, when you raise this issue with your client, you might not know how they're going to react. You might lose a client. That's money out of your pocket. But as hairdressers, you're saying it's worth the risk. I'd rather lose that one client than lose somebody I love in my life. And I just want to really applaud you for that. So thank you so much.